OK, baby, this is a snatch and you're the body.
Oh.
Hey! Hang on a minute! We're students. You know, it's a stunt for Rag Week.
You two were in pub last night, weren't you?
Yeah, selling rag mags. We did Smashing too, a record, in fact, for a little backstreet pub.
Yeah, and we had this brilliant idea to kidnap you and ask for ransom from customers.
Why me?
Well, you're indispensable, aren't you?
Well, you could.
Yeah, you're a bigger attraction than the beer.
Oh, that's very true.
So, get in the car, please.
What? Just like that?
Yeah, Josie will take you around to her mum's house for a day.
Yeah, but what about all newspaper photographers? Not to mention the TV cameras. And I've not even had my hair done.
But you're only being kidnapped. You're not entering for Miss World, you know.
Lovey, you let me be the best judge of that. As I'm sure you know, all things are relative. Now, you hang about here for 5 minutes.
What do you think?
Ah, what's 5 minutes in our young lives?
You're an early bird.
Yes, I am, aren't I? But unfortunately, I'm not stopping.
Pardon? Got a very fraught day, you know. Elizabeth's sick. Fred on some seedy race course or other.
Yes, well, I'm afraid I've got to slip to the vets.
The vets?
Yes. I found this little robin lying flat on its back in my backyard this morning. Oh, it does look poorly. All its legs are stiff. Did you know that the mortality rate's more than 50% amongst robins?
No, I didn't.
Well, it is. So if you can help just one as you pass along, I'll be about an hour.
Oh, you managed to save it.
Me too, Mrs. Walker. Me too. Right, you can drive me back home and we'll have a powwow. Morning, Hilda.
Charming.
What are you doing here? Olivia? I know that. I mean at this time. I've just nipped home to change my shoes. These ones have suddenly started rubbing.
That's your excuse.
It's not an excuse.
Go on, you were hoping Brian had written you a forgive me letter. I doubt he can write that one.
I nipped home to change my shoes.
Hey, I had another terrific time last night, kid.
Another terrific hangover by the look of it.
It were worth it. You should have come with us. It's great down the Gatsby.
I'm sure.
Enjoy your night, did you, watching the telly? You're wasting your life, I'm telling you. You'll end up an old maid, you will.
Well, gives it a bit of body, doesn't it? Cheers, love.
Cheers.
Yeah, I can't. Cheers.
Cheers.
Right, let's get down to business. When and how? They're the $64 questions, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like with almost everything you can think of.
Except with sex. There's also a where to that, which is pretty important.
You two are a bit forward for your ages, aren't you?
We're students.
Of course, yeah, love it. Right. Now, if we're to get maximum impact...
Maximum impact. Have you ever worked for Madison Avenue?
Eh?
Doesn't matter.
Right. We'll decide when for a start.
Oh, now. We kidnap you now, and then we just sit around drinking tea and whiskey and discussing the meaning of life until they pay up. Socrates never had it any better.
Oh, will you shut up? I'm thinking.
Sorry.
Mind blown, isn't it?
Yeah, the human brain at work.
You'd think there'd be some sort of outward sign, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, like the scalp rippling or the nose twitchy.
Middle of the dinner time rush. That's the best time to do it. Definitely.
You want us to kidnap you from the actual pub?
Of course I do. In a blaze of publicity. Dinner time, definitely. And then 10 minutes after I've gone, the place will grind to a shuddering halt. 10 minutes after that, you two get your ransom.
How much do we ask for?
50 quid.
Oh, 20's more realistic.
You'll change your mind when you see me all dolled up, love.
Right, well, that's when decided. How about how?
I'll leave that to you. Just so long as you don't put an empty fertiliser sack over my head, eh?
No sign of Bert yet, Mrs. Elton?
No, Mrs. Walker.
Are you quite sure you saw her getting into a car? She said she was going to the vet's with a bird.
Well, there was a bird in the car, all right, and a young fella. And you know, I'm sure I've seen them somewhere before. I'm sure I have.
Mrs. Ogden,
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
do you ever feel that the lives of the rest of the world are far more devious than your own?
Well, how do you mean exactly?
Not quite so straightforward, roundabout. Nothing quite what it seems to be.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the rest of the world, but Stanley certainly is. I mean, his right foot doesn't know what his left's doing, never mind his right hand.
Really? It's a wonder he doesn't keep falling flat on his face.
Oh, very good, that was his Walker.
Was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anybody home?
No.
Aye. So were you?
I'm suffering now, but I don't want any sympathy. It's in a worthwhile cause.
I won't go and give you any sympathy. I've just brought you a weekly ration of love stories and horoscopes. Mavis forgot to put 'em in with papers, so I've had a go at her, and now she's sulking. So think yourself lucky you're suffering just from a hangover. I take it is a hangover.
A Gatsby hangover, actually.
Oh.
Oh, that reminds me. Ralph, what's his name?
Lancaster?
He said he can do with you down there singing.
Why is that?
If you heard her that's on there this week, you wouldn't ask. He sounds like a blue bottle trapped behind the curtains.
Oh, so he said he wants me, does he?
Yeah, and he said it with a gleam in his eye and all.
He always does, love, when he talks about me. See ya. Ta-ra.
Love.
It were a tiny miracle, Mrs. Walker. It really were.
I'd no idea they gave birds syrup of figs.
It was only a tiny drop, mind you. But that bird were back on its feet before you could say, Cock Robin.
Incredible.
I suppose they must get, you know, like we do.
It's all the bread they eat at this time of the year.
Exactly. Mrs. Walker,
Just it.
why are you wearing that expression on your face that says you don't believe a word what I'm saying?
Well, I don't believe every word, Bet. I believe the conjunctions like and but and...
When you're ready, love.
Yes, Len.
2 pints of bitter, please, darling.
Yes, of course. Bet, you heard Len's order.
No, I didn't, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, I'm quite sure you did. Bet will look after you, gentlemen.
Been giving you a hard time, has she?
Don't worry. Revenge is sweeter than wine, as my Auntie Harriet used to say, and she were a dip, so...
I'm quite well aware that it is a role of lino, Mr. Yates. But what I would really like to know is why you thought it necessary to bring it in my premises.
Well, I couldn't leave it outside, could I?
I don't see why not.
Well, it might give it a complex.
And what sort of complex would you get if you were left permanently outside my public house? Kindly finish your drink and take it away.
I don't know why we keep coming in here to be treated like a load of school kids.
Well, she's not the only queer landlady, you know. Her at the Globe in Russell Street, she times how long it takes you to sup half a pint a mile. And if it's more than 10 minutes, she starts flicking salted peanuts at you.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking of taking my valued custom somewhere where I get a better respect.
Who's the lino for?
Harvey Tilsley.
Oh, you're giving it to her for a new house, are you?
I'm selling it, eh?
Don't be funny.
She ordered it yesterday.
Well, she'd be daft if she buys out off you. And Ivy Tilsley's not daft.
Do you know something, Albert?
What?
The landlady isn't the only person I find offensive in here. Wait for the naval officer.
Hey, who's your friend?
She prefers to remain anonymous.
Hey, what's your new labourer doing with that roll of oilcloth?
Don't ask me, love, I don't know. What are you having?
Well, I'll have a vodka and tonic, because I'm celebrating.
No, it's your birthday, your 30th.
Ah, doesn't he say lovely things? Buy him a drink as well.
A vodka and tonic, please, and 2 more pints. What are you celebrating?
Well, Ralph Lancaster asked me if I'd do a favour for him.
What sort of favour?
Now, you see how his voice is altered. I've only mentioned Ralph Lancaster's name.
What sort of favour?
Well, he's got himself landed with a Duff singer this week, and he wants me to take over.
Starting when?
Tonight.
Right, I'll come with you. I could do with a night out.
It were only last night you were saying this is as far as you could go.
I don't go, you don't go.
Hey, you're looking a lot better. Ken, didn't I say he was looking better?
Definitely.
Chop, chop with those drinks, Bet.
All right.
Hey, what you doing? Get your hands off me! Oh!
What on earth's going on?
I think Bet's been kidnapped, Mrs. Walker.
Where's photographers?
Well, there's no photographers.
Why?
They're all too busy photographing the mayoress. She's been kidnapped today as well.
Her? She's not even flaming photogenic. She's got a face like a donkey.
She's worth more than you are.
Okay, baby, get in the car.
All right. Don't overdo it. Hiya, Hildy. Sorry to dash off again.
Hey, give that to the Dowager Duchess in there.
Really, Mrs. Ogden, how does a small woman like you manage to transform herself into a battering ram?
Any news about Mrs. Walker?
2 more phone calls, obviously disguised voices, all very childish.
Yeah, well, a lot of these terrorists are students, you know, like that Douglas Bader lot.
The Bader-Meinhof gang, Mrs. Ogden, a German concoction. Mr. Bader is an English gentleman.
Yeah. Still, I wouldn't like to be carried off by them. I mean, it might start off as a prank, but once they've got you on your own, well, it's a temptation, isn't it? You know, to...
I hardly think you need worry in that respect, Mrs. Ogden.
How much have you collected for the ransom, then?
Not very much, I'm afraid.
Pay 20s, 5 cards and pontoons only. Oh, aren't you having some bad luck?
Can't we play something else? Like...
Scrabble. I've got one in the car.
You keep trying to get me to do something intellectual, don't you? And I keep telling you I'm just a simple little girl. Hey, twisting or what?
I'll stick.
Coward. Harvey.
Twist.
You know, I'm beginning to think you're not as indispensable to this pub as you like to think.
You wait till tonight, love. So there's a bit more brass floating about.
I'm tired and I'm hungry.
There's a lot of waiting about to crime, love. Like when you're in prison. Pay 21s, 5 cards and pontoons only. We can always play strip poker.
Knowing my luck, I'll be the only one finished up stripped.
So, we'll play strip poker.
I called a couple of times this afternoon, you know, but there was nobody in, like.
Well, there wouldn't be, would they? We go out to work in here, you know.
It means me and my mum do. My dad just clocks on at Livesey's, don't you, Dad? You know Livesey's, the holiday camp.
Hey, listen, Sarky. Everything we produce at Livesey's goes for export. Everything.
To say the last ship carrying exports made at Livesey's had sales. Is that right, Dad?
What would the youth know, eh, Squire? About grafting their socks off, eh? What would they know?
I understand it's a bit of a closed boot with you and all working for a living.
Who said that? I happen to be gainfully employed at the moment.
Am I to know? Couldn't you two wait till I got home before you start eating your tea? I hope you've left me some.
Of course we have, Mum.
That'll make a change.
Not much, though.
Oh, you better be joking, laddo.
Hello, Ivy.
Oh, hello, Eddie.
I've brought the stuff, you know. It's marvellous, it is. It's seen in all the posh houses, this, you know. You've probably seen it in that Edward and Mrs. Simpson.
Haven't you told him, Bert?
Told me what?
The word's gone out on you, mate.
The word? What word?
Tell him, Dad.
Tell him, Ivy.
You tell him.
Well, I wish someone would flaming tell me.
Well, it's nothing personal, you know what I mean. It's just that we've decided to buy from a proper shop, like, you see. I know somebody in the trade and they're going to give us a bit of discount.
Who's been blackening my character? Oh, don't tell me. Albert Tatlock.
I shouldn't worry about it. He's blacking nearly everybody's in the street.
Nothing personal, you know what I mean? We're just playing safe till we test the water, so to speak. See, being newcomers, we've just got to be a bit careful.
I'm sorry, Eddie. I mean, I'd have took it like a shot, but Bert, well, he's more careful.
Well, what am I going to do with a great roll of lino? Will you tell me that?
Stick it up your...
Brian!
Well, what else can you do with it?
I'll live to regret this. I know I will.
Do shut up, girl. You don't have to go out with Susie, you know. You can always stop in.
What? Wait to see if he condescends to call? No, Susie's right about that. I finished with him.
So you say.
I don't care if I never set eyes on him again.
Yes. Well, that's going to be chancy with him living just down the street.
Well, I'll not talk to him then. Elsie?
Hmm?
Do you think I'm doing the right thing going out with Susie and her mates?
Well, you can hardly be sent to eternal damnation just for going out for one night, can you? Just watch yourself, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'll do that. No danger.
Well, you've nothing to worry about then, have you? Hey, are you ready, Potter? Because if you're not, I'm going. Paul doesn't like to be kept waiting.
I'm ready.
Oh, wonders will never cease. The same dress 2 nights running.
Well, I'll probably get another one next week. Paul likes me to look nice. He says it's a compliment to him.
Come on.
Hey.
What?
You keep your eye on her, you know.
She's not a kid, Elsie.
I know, but neither are you, but you behave like one sometimes.
Oh, change the flaming record.
Hi, good night. Have a good time. Hey, those girls, you know. I wish I was 15 years younger.
Yes, that Susie's too smart for her own good sometimes.
Elsie.
Oh, now I know what we're going to get. Another little piece of Irish homespun philosophy.
Elsie, young people have to find their way, their heart, their head, whatever. And it's a dangerous business. There are casualties, you know. Like my uncle, Sylvester Mooney. He invested all his money in silk stockings the day they invented tights.
You daft lump.
36, 37...
There are 277 flowers on that wallpaper. I should know. I've counted them often enough myself.
I know, but it's still something to do. 38, 39...
I thought you students were supposed to be good conversationalists.
Yeah, but conversation's a two-way thing. We both have to converse about something. And I'm afraid I can't converse about your sex life.
I do see your point. What do you know about the cock Robin?
Nothing.
It's a problem, isn't it?
That'll be Josie.
I know. Alf Roberts uses a different code.
It's been a long time.
What's that?
Your ransom.
How,
£4.56.5p.
4 quid?
We were lucky.
I don't believe it.
We were lucky to get that much.
Well, isn't the pub coming to a grinding halt like she said it would?
We've hardly missed her.
Eh? Don't be silly.
High on a hill, they took a new nose. Pushed it through a hole till it was born into a blue
Oh, Rita's marvellous. Weeks out of the business and you wouldn't know it. I mean, you really wouldn't know it.
She practices a lot in the bath.
You're a very lucky man, you know that? Hey, what's this I hear about heart attack?
You've heard wrong, it wasn't a heart attack. We just passed out, that's all.
Oh, really?
Overwork, you know. So I'm going to be a very lucky man for a long time to come.
Oh, I sincerely hope so.
Yeah.
Great! Oh, that was fabulous, Rita, as ever.
Oh, you said the loveliest things, and they're all true.
I'm witty with it. I've just been telling Glenn what a very lucky man he is.
I tell him every day.
Listen, I must fly. Can't stand here ogling you all night. Anything you want at the bar, you know? And you're on again
Just said the word.
soon as.
Right. Oh, he's not so bad. Hey, you don't have to stop all night, you know. I can easily get a taxi home.
I'm stopping just as long as you are, love. And I'll tell you something. When you've done your next stint, I'm dancing your size 9s off.
You can be dominant when you want to be.
Hey, let's have another dance, darling, eh?
No, thank you. Gail's not used to the nightlife.
You thrive on it, though, don't you, eh?
Who's talking?
More bubbly? Oh, and not before time. My palate feels as though it's going through withdrawal symptoms.
Do you know, I swear you'd live off champagne if you could.
Well, don't taxman thinks you do. Definitely.
Not for me, thank you.
Oh, well, anything you want, just shout, right?
Yeah, wouldn't mind that new singer.
Wouldn't we all? She's a great little lady.
Come on, darling, have a drink. You've hardly had one tonight. Don't be a spoil sport, eh?
No, thank you.
What, you said she was a lot of fun, Susan.
She usually is.
Go on, girl, have a drink. It won't kill you.
I don't want to drink.
You want to drink, thank you very much. For Pete's sake, what have you come for? A bloody choir practice or what? It's the wrong night, darling.
It was a bit strong, wasn't it, Frank?
What, the right little frosty nigger she is, isn't she?
Talk to her.
Bit of a boozer then, bit of a boozer, know what I mean?
I can't find me cloakroom ticket.
Oh, you're not going?
Just watch me.
Oh, please, girl, don't let me down.
Let you down? What about you letting me down, bringing me to meet a creep like that?
Oh, he's not that bad.
He's a creep. You know what he's after, Susie. Well, I'm sorry I'm not that cheap, even if you are.
I'm having a good time. All right, Susie. Yeah.
No luck? Ah, she's no loss anyway, love. Get away, Frank's found himself an old flame. Sandra, if you can tear yourself away just for 1 minute, meet Susie.
Hello. Stop it, Frank. Talk about it after first.
Oh, she's a great girl, is Sandra, you know. Likes a lot of fun. She's your type.
When I fall in love, it will be forever.
Has Susie learnt one of life's little lessons? Perhaps we'll find out at the same time tomorrow for the Friday episode of Classic Coronation Street. Next tonight on Plus, comedy from Hale and Pace. See you in just a moment.
Like this is, love is ended before it's begun, and too many moonlight kisses seem to melt in the warmth of the sun. When I give my heart, it will be